Welcome to the human body from the outside in. In this video, we'll explore what your surface is made of and what lies under the surface. Each layer of the human body not only has its own functions, but the organ systems that make up each layer work together to keep your body running. So, let's start at the outside. Your skin. The integumentary system is made up of skin, hair, and nails. Most of the cells in your skin produce collagen and keratin. As a whole, the layers of your skin and the tissues that comprise it work to protect you from invaders, the sun, and to keep you warm. The stratum corneum is the outer layer of your epidermis. It is made mostly of keratinized, dead skin cells. It is responsible for preventing water loss from the body and comprises an alarming percentage of household dust. Under the stratum corneum lies the epidermis. The epidermis has no blood supply of its own, but is nourished by diffused oxygen from the air. It's mostly keratinocytes, but also contains melanocytes that give you that summer tan, Langerhans cells, Merkel cells, and inflammatory cells. As cells grow and divide, they move outward to eventually be shed. You grow a whole new skin every 48 days or so. The innermost layer of the skin is the dermis, and this is where the inside of your body starts. This layer contains blood capillaries, nerve endings, sweat glands, hair follicles, and other structures. Is your skin a little oily today? Think the sebaceous glands in your dermis. So what lies underneath? Let's go in. The skeletal part of the muscular system lies under the skin's subcutaneous fat layer and is responsible for all of the graceful and clumsy and twitchy movements you make every moment. Blinking right now in excitement? Muscles. Texting your friend while you pretend to watch this video? Muscles. Skeletal muscle is comprised of striated muscle tissue, which is under control of your somatic nervous system, which we'll get to in a little bit, but you move when you want to move. Those muscle fibers are in turn composed of myofibrils. The myofibrils are composed of actin and myosin filaments, repeated in units called sarcomeres, which are the basic functional units of the muscle fiber. So as you stretch and yawn at no point during this presentation, you are activating your sarcomeres. But muscle tissue is soft and flexible. Even with lots of sarcomeres contracting, you would flop about like an inflatable car dealership ad guy without something for them to attach to. The skeletal system. Without your bones, you aren't going anywhere. Bones are ossified tissue, responsible for movement and mineral storage, protection of internal organs, as well as producing blood cells. You have several differently shaped bones, including long bones, those are the ones in the long parts. Flat bones, like your pelvis, skull, and rib bones. Irregular bones, your spine is made up of funny-looking vertebral bones. And short bones, they are not the long ones. Bones are the most dense on their outer layer and get a little softer as you go in, through spongy bone, and then finally to the internal marrow. Inside of many of your bones lies the tissue that makes the cells floating through the next system, a system that twists in and out and through both the muscular and skeletal systems and feeds your dermis as well. Cardiovascular system. It's at the heart of it all, really. Your heart, the miracle machine, made of cardiac muscle fibers, it beats continuously your whole life, only skipping a beat when you meet the love of your life or see a spider in the corner. Blood from the body enters the right atrium of the heart, then dumps into the right ventricle, and is pumped to the lungs for reoxygenation. It then returns to the left side of the heart to be mightily pumped out by the left ventricle through the aorta to the rest of the body. That bright red blood travels through arteries, arterioles, and then back to the capillaries. Blood exchanges gases and nutrients and wastes with cells via a vast network of vessels. Capillaries are the smallest vessels and are responsible for most of these exchanges. Capillaries become venules and then thicken into veins, taking blood to your heart. Blood is the liquid tissue that nourishes all of your other tissues and nicely takes away wastes created by your cells doing things like making ATP and other metabolic processes. It also carries minerals from storage for use in other systems. Blood cells include red cells that carry oxygen, lymphocytes that fight infections, and platelets that stop you from bleeding to death from a paper cut. The liquid carrying all of this magic is plasma. Those capillaries once again exchange their goods with their cells, and the whole trip starts again from the outside into the heart. So, what makes all of these things run smoothly? How does your heart beat? How do your bones pivot when your sarcomeres contract? And how does your skin know when that spider in the corner is crawling on your arm? The nervous system, the control center of you. Inside of all of your other systems lies the shocking network of nerves that make them all go. The peripheral nervous system is divided into the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. The somatic system is under voluntary control and transmits signals from the brain to organs such as muscles. You move when you want to move. The sensory nervous system is also part of the somatic system and transmits signals from senses such as taste and touch, including fine touch, pressure, and gross touch, like that spider when it crawls on your arm. Takes it to the spinal cord and the brain. The autonomic nervous system is a self-regulating system that influences the functions of organs outside of voluntary control, like those in the digestive system. Is your tummy growling? That's your autonomic nervous system. Swatting that pesky spider? Somatic. Nerves are the structures that receive all of those signals and transmit them to your spinal cord and your brain. Nerves are made up of neurons, which are specialized cells that are electrically excitable. They transmit chemical and electrical signals to each other and to your other tissues to elicit a physical response. All of that is regulated by your brain and spinal cord, the true inside of you. Did your arm jerk reflexively when I mentioned that spider? That signal went through nerves to your spinal cord, which sent an emergency spider signal back to your arm muscles to make them reflexively move. Taking a drink of water right now? Your brain is telling your spinal cord which muscles to move so that you don't spill all over yourself. It's also telling you who you are. Getting ready to click away from this presentation? Don't let your brain fool you or your spinal cord. I'm not done yet. So there you are. From the outside in, you are skin, muscle, bone, vessels, a heart, nerves, and your brain. That's you, from the outside in. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have a great day, and watch out for the spider.